All right, probably note to Chris Christie, not that he needs advice from me, but if you are going to stand behind someone, focus like a laser beam on that person. Don't shift your eyes. It's hard to do. But he looked uncomfortable. That is me. I'm reading behind Donald Trump last night. The social media went wild because all of this occurred the same day. 6 New Jersey papers are saying, you know what, why don't you just get out? Why don't you go? Craven political opportunist, blah, blah, blah. You're more interested in advancing your own career than helping the state. You heard it all. The former New Jersey Governor, Tom Kean, on all of that, and the revolt on the right as well. Governor, good to see you.
Great to be here, Neil.
What do you make of that? I always think that's a no-win situation when you're standing behind someone. It was the luck of the draw that he was in the camera view. Donald Trump's son was on the other side, but it was really Christie.
Yeah, when you're a politician, normally you want to be in the view, but maybe not that time. Well, nobody's going to resign. But I think the call in the state is, please come back, because we need you. And it doesn't mean you can't endorse Donald Trump, but please don't travel around the country with him. We got a lot of problems in New Jersey. He's a strong governor. He can help a lot in addressing them. And if they go unaddressed, it's going to be problems not only now, but some of them are going to be problems for years to come, unless we solve them now.
A lot of others say he's hooked his train to the wrong, well, train. Pretty bad with those analogies. What do you make of that they're offended by that? Christie Todd Whitman, you know quite well, another former governor of the fine state of New Jersey, saying, you know, I cannot support Trump. Neil, in fact, this is what you had to say on it. Can we have this? Explain why you have that position.
Because if the choice is between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, I'd have to think seriously about voting for Hillary Clinton. I don't see sitting out an election. That's unfortunately what too many people have been doing for too long and has gotten us to this place. I could write in, that's a possibility, but I just can't see voting for Donald Trump.
Wow, she would actually think about voting for Hillary Clinton over Donald Trump. How about you?
No, look, I suspect I'll vote Republican, although frankly, Hillary's been a friend of mine for some time, as is Donald Trump. I've known Donald Trump for 30 years.
Are you surprised by this whole Trump phenomenon?
Yes. I know him. I like him. I've always liked him. We've been friends. But I never thought this would happen. I mean, this is a real, could be some sort of a tectonic shift in the plates in American politics.
What's happened to the Republican Party then, Governor? He argues, Donald Trump argues, I'm bringing far more new people into a party. Not only did they never vote Republican, a lot of them never voted, period. And so I hear the party leadership, this is Trump saying this, saying, oh, you're going to lose Latinos, you're going to lose women, all that. He points to polls that show just the opposite. Who's right?
Well, it's hard to tell who's right, but you could have something you have very seldom in American history. You could have a realignment. I mean, you could really have a different change into who's Republican, who's Democratic. It seems, for instance, that what we used to call Reagan Democrats, who were for Reagan but came back to the Democratic Party after that, they could come back to the Republican under Trump. There could be a number of Northeastern Republicans who just say, for whatever reason, we can't support this candidate. There could be a shift, in other words, and where it would come out in the end, I don't know. Plus which, we got 2 candidates here with a lot of negatives. And that's not too good. We need somebody elected next time who's strong and we can trust and all of that.
So are you referring to Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton?
And Hillary Clinton, yeah. I mean,
so it's a matter who has the least negatives in that.
Yeah, I mean, there are people who say they could never in a world vote for Donald Trump, and people who say never in a world vote for Hillary Clinton. And
you know what I can't see, and you're a very congenial, you were in a day and an age, it was very gentlemanly and reaching across the aisle. But and I was talking to a Rubio spokesman, and I was talking to Marco Rubio himself a couple of days ago about this, that if all you have been saying in the last few days is that the guy's a con man and that, you know, is the makeup and all the rest. Now, to be fair, the Rubio folks say, yeah, but he started it. I understand that. I have 2 teenage sons. But it's hard for a guy like that to go back and say, all right, I support the guy called a con man.
It's not only supporting him, it's bringing the country together behind you. I mean, we've probably divided more bitterly now than we've been in a long, long time.
Well, was the party like that with Reagan, Governor? I mean, when it was very divided and against him in '76 when he's trying to usurp a sitting president, and he darn near pulled it off. 4 years later, he storms through the primaries. But the establishment, I do remember at the time, for want of a better term, they didn't flip over him or the super conservative views. His own running mate, George Bush Sr., called his policies voodoo economics. Yet they got over that.
Yeah.
But there was, of course, the vitriol was nothing like it is today.
Yeah, so and you know, Ronald Reagan was somebody who could really bring people together. I mean, I've frankly, you may agree, I've very seldom known a nicer, just a genuinely nicer person. And if somebody could smooth things over and bring people together, it was Ronald Reagan. As you know, he worked with Democrats and Republicans in the Congress. He got a lot done.
So maybe Donald Trump could, you know, I've covered him in his business days for 30+ years now, and I know he's all about making deals. Ronald Reagan, as you know, educated me over the years, all about making deals. I might not get, what was the famous, 80% of a loaf is better than no loaf at all.
Yeah.
So he was pragmatic when push came to shove. Maybe Trump is the same way.
Well, there's one thing you could say about Trump. Everything he's ever done is quality. Whether it's his buildings, his ice rink in New York, his golf course, whatever, everything is quality. And to do that, he's had to find the very best people and appoint them to work for him. And so I suspect if he would be successful, he would bring in some very, very good people, because that's his history. That's how he gets things done.
What do you then make of Mitt Romney telling me, look at those taxes, he's not releasing the taxes. Paul Ryan making the comment, there's no room, I'm paraphrasing your governor, for prejudice in our party, alluding to David Duke of the KKK, backing Donald Trump disavowing it, then not disavowing it, a lot of confusion. But those are big party chieftains who are saying, you're not our cup of tea.
That's what I say. We could have some realignment here. I mean, this is a very difficult time.
But that's Donald Trump's way of saying, get along with me or get away from me, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he wants people to join him, and
if they don't, where do they go, Governor?
Well, it's not over yet. I mean, there's still a path. The path's getting narrower as the primaries go by, but it's still a path to go another direction. My own feeling is probably Rubio, because I don't see Senator Texas Cruz getting much support.
Well, he's got 226 delegates right now. Rubio's 106. But Rubio did surprise people winning Minnesota. But he's a ways back.
Yeah, he's a ways back, and they're both a ways back.
But they have to win, at least in Rubio's case. You have to win your home state, right?
Yes.
A spokesman has said, no, you don't, but he really does. Right?
He really does, I think, psychologically, if no other way. Now, we're coming to winner-take-all primaries. In a winner-take-all primary, they start
no one's quitting, Governor. No one's at all quitting.
No one's quitting, and that's a problem. Because
for Donald Trump, that's music to his ear.
That is. That is. No, he likes it, and that's the way it is at the moment.
Did you see Chris Christie being Trump's running mate?
Probably not. They're both from the Northeast. They're both from neighboring states.
Maybe not after last night, right?
Well, I don't know. I'm a friend of Chris Christie's, and I wish him well. And I think, I think he's coming back to the state, and I think he'll repair some damage and do a good job. But that's in the future.
All right, Governor, it's a real pleasure having you. Gentlemen to the court. All right.
Thank you.